United Artists Channel 63 presents the United Artists Sports High School Football Game of the Week.
Tonight from Troy High School, it's the Troy Athens Redhawks taking on the Troy Colts. Hello everyone, Dave Zorn along with Paul Harris from Troy High School, and an historic night here at Troy High. It's the last game they're going to play on this field, Paul, and a lot of emotion on the Troy Colts side. They are 5-3 coming into this game. They've got to win it, and the Troy Athens Redhawks are 6-2.
Yeah, you're right. Teams are almost mirror images of each other. They both want to run. And you both want to establish the run, get good field position, and play with the win. However, I think Athens may be a little bit more ready to go to the air. They've got a senior quarterback who's completing about 61% of his passes. So they're dangerous there, but it should be a pretty good game.
Okay, the Redhawks, victims of 2 losses, 2 in a row now. They've lost their last 2 games, and they could have a little bit more inspiration coming into this game, a big game for them.
Yeah, the coach, Johnny Walker, said that what he told them was that season's over. This is now a one-game season, and they always get excited about playing the crosstown rivals, Troy, so they're going to give it every little bit.
And they are. The battle for Troy coming up next. We'll be back with a kickoff right after these messages.
When they built this house in the 1930s, they put in air conditioning. They planted trees to shade the house from the hot summer sun and cool it naturally. I'm Christopher Reeve for Discovery's Global Relief. Plant 3 well-placed trees around your house and you'll cut your energy costs by 10 to 50%. You'll help yourself and the whole world. Global Relief, part of Countdown 2000. Working together, we can turn the earth around.
The skyline of Troy, as you see the battle for Troy, as the Troy Colts are hosting the Troy Athens Redhawks. Dave Zorn along with Paul Harris back here at Troy High School. And as we mentioned in the pregame, a very historic game because this is the last game to be played on this field. Troy Athens comes in at a 6-2 record, and Troy with a 5-3 record. And as you said, Paul, for Troy Athens, John Walker said, your first part of the season is over. Your hopes for any playoffs is over, and now this is another part of the season that you're always looking forward to, and that's the big rivalry.
Yeah, I guess it's made a little bit more. You mentioned that it's the last game here. That makes things a little bit more special, but it doesn't take much to pump up this rivalry. That's what it is. Both teams will have good running game. For Athens, quarterback Scott Whitehouse has almost 800 yards rushing. And as you see, the rain, it stopped, but the field is still slippery.
It is saturated. We were down on the field trying to get to the coaches, and even just walking, you were slipping and sliding all over the place down there. And believe me, there are going to be a few slips and maybe even some fumbles over there. John Walker said that it's going to be determined, field position and fumbles are going to determine this game. We talked to Gary Griffith, too, the first-year head coach here. He has been here for 17 years, most of those under Jeff Keller, who left after last year, a very successful season for them last year at 10-2. And last year it was the Troy Colts. They were victorious. And there you see John Walker. Last year was 24-17. We are underway at Troy High School in a booming kick. And if you're wondering why, not only does he have a strong leg, but we have got a strong wind, too, that is kicked up out there, and it is going in that direction from right to left. There you see head coach Gary Griffith in his first year here at Troy, and really the last year playing at this field. He's looking forward to better things at the new high school, but he has done a pretty good job with this team this year. He's lost some tough games, some close ones. His record at 5-3.
John Walker said that win would be a factor, and he starts out going into it. See how we go here.
Yeah, primarily he talked about his passing game, but it's his running game that's going to have to carry him this time, as we see the first play is a run right up the middle, and on the carry it was number 22. And that was Beal. Colin Beal looked like number 22. Already the numbers are going to get a little dirty on us, Paul.
It's going to be tough. I don't want to look forward till about middle ways in the third quarter. We're going to have problems making them out.
The Red Hawks with possession. There's their quarterback.
Whitehouse, he's run for about 789 yards this year. That's a lot. No, excuse me, he's over 800.
Flags fly.
Look
on
like
the second
we'll
down play.
have a procedure call here. A little bit of movement in that Athens line.
The Red Hawks, victims of that great Dondero defense that we saw earlier this year. Another shutout. And they were shut out. Let's hear the call down on the field.
We have a legal procedure on the offensive team. Still second down.
Illegal procedure, the call.
Mistakes, that's the first one. We don't know whether that'll be big or not, but you don't want to make them, and that's not good.
Athens lost last week, as we saw Dondero 18-0. There we see the packed house here, as always, against these two teams. Quick slant-in pattern, and it's complete for a first down. Complete to Belanger with the first down. Aaron Belanger with the first down. Number 24, one of their big receivers.
That's his 28th catch on the season.
27 receptions coming into the game, Paul.
As you see, just a little quick pop over the middle, slant in about 5 yards downfield. Gets yardage, gets them close to a first down.
And they didn't pick it up, so it'll be third and short yardage, about half a foot, really. They pick it up, and they pick up more. A big run.
He is gone. They won't catch him.
He could go all the way, and he does.
They almost caught him. He almost made a liar out of me.
Matt Brum took off as the Colts were looking for something inside, and they decide to go off tackle and pick up a big one around the end as Matt Brum
I think I'll state the obvious here.
Go ahead here, Paul.
Yeah, as you see, they're looking for something up inside, and he just sees it, breaks in, sees his hole outside, and he's gone. That was an excellent call. Obviously, it went all the way for a touchdown. But Troy looking for something inside. They just busted it off tackle, and it was just a sprint. And he almost got caught there, but he had the balance to stay on his feet. 5'8", 165 pounds, no center of gravity, and he's in.
So the Red Hawks score first. The point is up, it is good, and it's 7-0 with 10:23 left here in the first quarter.
Well, Johnny Walker's ahead. He said he wanted to get out ahead and then play defense and field position to deal with the win. He's ahead. Let's see what happens.
So Athens gets on top in their first possession, and that means a lot. When you can score on your first possession, Paul, you set the pace for the game.
Yeah, that's kind of demoralizing to Troy. They go out after 3 or 4 plays, you're behind 7-0, and you had them back deep. They went 80 yards in a couple of minutes.
Don't forget to tune in immediately following the game every Saturday and Monday at 9 p.m. The game starts at 7. Stick around at 9. You can watch the Roadshow video program right here on United Artist 63. 3 plays it took them, Paul.
Quick scoring. I wonder if that's an indication of things to come later in this game. We're going to have despite the field conditions, you would have to wonder if we're going to have a scoring contest.
And 80 yards on the drive. Take away 9, so it was a total of 71 on the run. The kickoff taken inside the 15-yard line, or rather outside, just outside the 15-yard line, and brought out to about the 25. And that is where the Troy Colts will get it.
The Colts, for them, look for the tailback. But before that, we'll look at the kickoff return here. You see, he almost went down to with his knees where the ball would have been dead. Goes up into the middle and not much room. He got what he could. And
Dawood out to the 29, and that's where they'll start. The quarterback is Heist. And they go to the tailback outside, trying to break it outside is number 25. LAPADO, KRIS LAPADO, their big rusher this season.
789 yards and 13 touchdowns. I'm sure he's a marked man for that Athens defense.
The Athens defense will key on LAPADO. He is their big ground gainer, as Paul said. 13 touchdowns for him this season.
But also last week they got quite a big game from a sophomore fullback named Garrett Gould. Last week the other team, Capital, were keying on LAPADO, but Gould got some room, and there he goes there. But looks like they're keying on him too.
Yeah, Gould, a sophomore, last week had a big game, and he is stopped on that second down carry, and it'll be 3rd and 11, as they lost one on the first down and didn't gain much on the second one either.
Coach Griffith said he would not put the ball in the air all that much, about as much as he had to. This could be one of those times when he has to at about 3rd and 11 here.
2 receivers down to the bottom of the screen. Bill Heist, the quarterback, in motion is 25. That is LAPADO. Heist back to pass. He's got a man wide open, lofts it up in the air though, and broken up down there by Fox and Harris. It was intended for number 44 and a key receiver, John Husson. Let's take a look.
Yeah, on that play, you see him drop it back. It looked like Athens was in a 2-deep zone. He's under great pressure there. Athens was in a two-deep zone, and the receiver was open for just a little bit down the sidelines, but Fox came over, the safety man. He came over there just in time to break that one up.
Aaron Belanger putting a little pressure on Heist. And here's the punt.
Almost blocked.
Almost blocked in there by number 89, Gargolinski. The ball will go out of bounds at about the 35 of Athens, and that's where they'll get it. So not a good sign for the Colts on their first possession, Paul. They really couldn't do anything. They wanted to establish a ground game. It wasn't there.
Yeah, 3 and out. The middle was all clogged up, and there's nothing you could do. They had a chance on that pass. They had
sure
a chance.
They had him open.
Yeah, but it hung up just a little while.
Let's take a look at the pressure put on the punter. He just did get it off, and you can see the Redhawks leaping right in front.
Just a couple of feet away.
Yep. 1st and 10 now, ball at about the 35, and the running game is working on the other side, though, for the Redhawks.
Scott Hunter on that carry, fullback, got about 6-7 yards.
Let's take a look.
See, just a straight dive play off tackle, and the room is there, and he carries a couple of tackles for a couple extra yards.
And Hunter picks up 5 yards on the carry, close to 5, and it'll be 2nd down and a long 5 or 6 here. Again, a dive, and the fullback carrying again. Not much this time. It'll bring up a 3rd down.
Jesse McMahon in there on that stop.
Don't forget to tune in when football season's over. We'll still be with you with high school and college basketball coverage right here on United Artists 63 starting in December. So if you're home during the holidays, tune us in. There you see Wykeis, the quarterback, back to pass. He's got his man complete and finally brought down at about the 46-yard line. A big reception for Erminger. Bill Erminger on the reception.
Yeah, Erminger, that's also his 20th catch of the year. So the receivers are doing the job.
Yeah, Wykeis hits him from.
Not
a big gain there for him, and it gets him into Colt territory.
Yeah, not a real surprise on those completions. He's completing 61% of his passes this year, so he is accurate.
A good balanced attack the Redhawks have. Straight dive by the fullback again, Hunter, and he gains about 3. 2nd down and about 7 coming up.
I tell you what, Dave, John Walker could not have diagrammed this game any better. It's going just the way he wanted it to so far.
Yep. There you see Wykeis, the quarterback. 2nd down and 7 with 6:35 left. Wykeis on the handoff and not gaining much that time as Brum, as he leaps over a defender to gain a couple out of it, and it'll be 3rd down, about 4. Let's take a look.
Now you see here, he thinks he's got a little bit of room, and he tries to get up in between, but you see there number 85, is it, or 58? He was at a weird angle. It's hard to see which player it was.
But it was a Colt.
Yes, it was.
That got him. Cheerleaders getting a little chilly now because that wind has really kicked up, and you can see it's going to be difficult for the Redhawks to throw in this direction, but they have done it effectively, and they go to the air again. A great pass out in the flat to number 24, Belanger, Aaron Belanger, again, one of the big receivers for the Redhawks, and picks up another first down.
That was a good throw, good protection, and an excellent catch. You see here he's got plenty of time, and the throw is right on the money. He does a good job to get both hands in there, get it in, and then try to get some more yardage with it.
Wickheis throws a bullet out there into the wind. Remember, they're going into the wind, and it's going to be a big break for the Redhawks when they turn it around in the second quarter. A dive, and going outside and breaking it again is Brum. Matt Brum on a first down carry breaks it for about 8 yards.
Okay, he just bounced outside and had to use the speed to get out there. See, sees nothing there, so he bounces outside. He's able to cut away from the Colt defender there. You see here he'll try to put a juke on the defensive back, but the tackle was made. But a good play.
Finally brought down by Paul Dodds, number 21 for the Colts. There you see Gary Griffith, first-year head coach here.
He's got to be concerned about what he sees going on right now.
Second possession for the Redhawks, and they're moving it right down the field. This time they pick up the first down. Hunter on the carry.
The offensive line of Athens is getting a great surge. Every time the ball is snapped, before anything happens, the line of scrimmage moves 2 yards downfield. When that happens, it creates room.
Talking to John Walker before the game, he had nothing but praise for his linemen. Number 68, Mike Springs. Number 54, David Harris. And Jason Quo, number 63. So they have been paving the way for the Redhawks as a timeout is called here, as Gary Griffith has to talk things over with his defense. There we see John Walker, who is absolutely pleased with his offensive surge. Don't forget to tune in to Transition Saturday at 10 p.m. right here on United Artists 63. That'll be right after, I guess, the Roadshow video program. There we see the cheerleaders on the last home game at this field for the Troy Colts.
I think a little bit of bittersweet, a lot of memories on this field for a lot of these kids, and the teachers and the administrators and the coaches and everything.
That's right. And a familiar sight, the school in the background. And the facilities actually here, Paul, have been very nice. The carpeted press box, the windowed press box, so we don't get the wind and the rain blowing in on us. 4 minutes.
Very excellent facility.
Yes, 4 minutes and 31 seconds left in the first quarter. As we resume action, Brum on the carry again, having to go over one of his linemen. And he has been airborne a couple of times, but every time he does, he lands with a Colts tackler on him.
That was the 9th play of this drive.
There we see Brum
There's
again.
the leap again.
Yeah.
That time he's hurdling his own player.
Yeah, the holes are not there, so he's got to go on top. There we see a little bit of, I just don't understand what they're doing here, Paul. Trying to make noise, obviously.
I have no explanations either.
Silver spoons? I have no idea what they're. We could hear them, though. Let's hear the call from the ref down on the field.
Athens, that's their first.
First time out taken by Athens now, as we saw the Colts take their first. Athens takes their first. There we see Gary Griffith again. And he, Paul, as we said, has got to be concerned about his defense right now. 2 times his teams have let the Redhawks come down. Don't forget to tune into Front Page Football Saturday at 6:30 p.m. with Mike O'Hara and Kurt Sylvester on United Artists 63.
Those esteemed football
That's
experts.
Right. Well, You work with both of them or one of them?
One.
Well, since they're sharing the building, right?
No, not the building.
No.
Different buildings.
Just
Different
the paper.
buildings still.
Just the paper.
Well, on weekends it's the paper.
Okay.
Weekdays it's business as usual.
7-0 the score here as the Redhawks are on the move and the Colts are trying to stall them. 2nd down and 8 coming up now for the Redhawks.
The Colts have got to make something happen here. Things are not going well for them, obviously. They've got to make a statement to say that they can keep Athens off the board because Athens just moving down so easily.
Rickheis back to pass, has some time, goes into the end zone and overthrows Erminger, the intended receiver.
It may seem like just an incompletion, but that's a pretty smart play. His receiver was covered, and he threw it in such a way that if anybody could catch it, only his receiver could. And the worst thing that happens is the incompletion, and you go back and try it again.
There it is, and Erminger, he had some time here to throw.
Yeah, he did. I think right there he realizes that there's nothing going to be happening with that play, which he'll just heave it out of bounds.
And he does. The clock stopped at 3:50 here in the first quarter. Rickheis out to Brum in the reverse. It's a double reverse. Erminger brings it around and doesn't go down on the first hit. So a strong run by Erminger, but it'll be a 4th down coming up now.
That's a lot of razzle-dazzle there. Let's see if we can pick this up now. See, Brum gets the ball, and he flips out to Erminger here coming back the other way. And it looks like the play is not going to go for much, but he breaks tackles and gets as much as he can out of it. It's good running play.
Now the first would-be tackler actually did Erminger a favor by turning him upfield because he may have tried to string it out to the sideline.
Exactly.
What the first tackler did was spun him and he started cutting upfield. Actually got a gain out of it. 4th and 3 now. Brum on the carry. Pushed forward, so this may be close. Let's see if he got it or not. What a big play that would be for the Colts if they stop him.
I'm going to say that
they give it to him. 1st down. He got it. So Brum doing a great job picking up the touchdown in the 79-yarder in the first quarter. Now picks up a 1st down inside the 10-yard line. Looks like they're right on the 5.
You may see the quarterback do some kind of rollout here.
Here we go, I formation in the backfield. Hand off to Brum. Brum straight up and dives in. Airborne again. Well, and Matt Brum gets the touchdown.
You didn't see a rollout, but you did see a touchdown. A Matt Brum touchdown, 5 yards.
Brum running the ball well.
See, just an off-tackle play, sees the hole. Good tough running again. He goes airborne, and he's in. I think that's what you call having the nose for the end zone.
And the Redhawks, and John Walker's team, having a nose for the end zone on their first 2 possessions, come through big. Brum with carries of 71 and 5 yards. As we see the extra point, it is good, and it makes it 14-0.
Athens has got to try to make something happen. I mean, you always try to make something happening, but they really need it now. They really need it. They're here on their home field. The last time they're going to play on this field, and they've only gotten 3 plays off in a punt.
You mean the Colts?
The Colts, yeah. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. I do that all the time. There are 2 Troy teams out there.
Yeah, and they've got to do something. I don't know. They may try to come out with a little quick passing game or something.
Well, they've got the wind at their back for 2 minutes and 43 seconds left, and the running game has not worked. Don't forget to tune in to Oakland Press Perspective with Oakland Press editor Neil Monroe. That's Friday at 8:30 p.m. right here on United Artists 63. Troy Colt cheerleaders trying to get something to cheer about right now as their team needs to get the ball back.
As you see there, that was drive covered 67 yards, 13 plays, the big number, 5 minutes and 52 seconds they had the ball.
I was going to say the Athens Redhawks eating up the clock, and that is evidence right there. Here's Ryan Fox to kick.
Short kickoff.
Short kick, and it could be like an onside kick, and it almost turned out that way. But McLeish finally falling on it for the Colts. Did he have it?
I don't think so.
No. It looked like the Colts, McLeish had it, and then someone came up from underneath. So the intention there, I don't know if it was for an onside kick, Paul, but it sure worked out that way.
Yeah, a lot better field position than the usual onside kick, too.
Let's take a look. Watch number 10 come over top here, and
you see, it appears
I thought he had it, but no.
But the Athens player just pulled it back under him as McLeish came in and dove on it.
1st and 10 for the Red Hawks. 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Look for him to look for the end zone on this play, or some kind of pass. Well, I'm wrong again.
Hunter breaks it right up the middle, all the way down to the 10-yard line.
Well, Hunter was looking for the end zone. He was about 10 yards short, and Gary Griffith cannot be happy about what's going on here.
Scott Hunter on the carry, and he breaks it right up the middle. And finally brought down just shy of the 10-yard line. I don't know if they can get a first. It looks like they can. I don't know. They've got the yard marker up. A timeout call down on the field.
Timeout. Troy,
The Troy Colts call it their second one, and it looks like it could get away from them real quick here, Paul.
Yeah, if they don't do something, they're going to be down 21-0 heading into the second quarter. That's not what they wanted to happen. It's obviously not. And they've got to find some solution because, as I said, the offensive line of Athens is just blowing them off the ball.
Oakland Forum on United Artists 63. Catch it every Friday at 9 p.m. Talking about issues in and around Oakland County that affect all of us.
Looking at some of the statistics here, Dave. Scott Brum's got 7 carries, 95 yards.
Already.
2 touchdowns, and Mr. Hunter's not doing so badly either. 5 carries for 41 yards.
Colt cheerleaders thought they were going to get the ball back and yell some offensive cheers. Here they are yelling defense again. With the ball at about the 10-yard line. 1st and goal. And an offsides call as obviously jumping offsides. Ryan Alfeld, number 55.
Illegal procedure on the offense, 5 yards, first down.
And that's Athens' second penalty of the game. They had a procedure penalty earlier.
Watch the jump here, 55, there he goes.
As you see, he must have misheard the snap count or whatever. Heard something else that nobody else on the line heard.
Well, they've been so anxious and moving the ball so well. They get a little too fired up down there. 1st and 15 now. Hunter again, and he's wrapped up quickly by number 43. That is McMahon, Jesse McMahon. And the Colts need more of that right now.
That's the second hard hit McMahon's had made today. And during that first drive, he stopped the Athens runner in his tracks. And that time he did the number, put a pretty good tattoo on Hunter.
2nd down now and 13. A couple yards on that carry. And Gary Griffith yelling out defensive signals, slant, and they may want to slant in. Well, does it work? No. Who's got it? Troy's got it. They rule it a lateral and not a forward pass. And unfortunately for Matt Brum, he thought it was incomplete. But hey, Matt, you got to hear the whistle. He didn't hear it, and he wasn't sure if he heard it. And a lot of players, even the Colt players, weren't sure. So, yeah, it looks like it was back. It was back, and unfortunately, Matt did not realize that. And a big play for the Colts as they needed it. So Matt Brum, who's had such a great game right there, the coach is going to say, hey, Matt, go until you hear the whistle.
That's it. That's
and he's been doing it all game, but that time didn't work out for him. Busting it outside.
Like we may have a clip or a hold in the backfield.
Yeah, we have a flag down.
It's a great run, but I think it's coming back.
LAPADO breaks it outside, but we may have to bring it back. There it is, illegal procedure. on the Troy Colts, and that'll bring it back. And another first down try for the Colts.
Just when it looked like they might have something going, they get a penalty.
Things are just not working out. Let's hear the
We have a
call.
motion penalty on the offense. The back was moving to the line, 5 yards, first down.
So the back was moving in the backfield before the snap.
Well, maybe that's why he got
call.
such a good quick burst. He was already going.
Yep. First and 15. Heist to pass. He's got his man and off his fingertips. Intended for Mike Berry, number 22, the wide receiver.
That was a pretty impressive pass. I mean, he had something on that ball, throwing it about 20, 25 yards downfield. A ball that should have been
And he
caught.
slipped too. He was slipping. His footing was not good, and he still got a little something on it.
Well, he had to dive for it, but he got both hands on it. You know that old football thing, they say if you get your hands on it, particularly both hands, you should catch it. But it happens.
Second and 15. Heist on the draw. And not much that time for LAPADO.
Yeah, Athens this time got the penetration on the defensive side of the ball. And yeah, the line just basically collapsed, and there was nowhere to go. The guys on the inside of the Athens line, the interior linemen, did the job. They didn't allow themselves to be moved.
And that was the last play of the first quarter. A very long first quarter for the Troy Colts, as the Redhawks pile it on 14-0 on a very, very opportunistic first quarter for the Redhawks. They took their first drive, put it in the end zone for 80 yards, 71 yards coming on a Brum touchdown run. And then Brum took it in from 5 yards with 2:43 left.
I thought all this stuff was over when the World Series ended.
Well, the Colts, let's see. Do they have any ties with any kind of Indians? Some Indians may have rode some Colts
The
before.
Colts, yeah. I think so. Yeah, that's it. Dave, I tell you what, Athens dominated that quarter. You want to know how much? 172 yards for Athens, none for Troy.
Very intimidating, and there the pass goes out of bounds, intended out there for number 44, John Husson, and another punting down here for the Colts.
Again, they were Athens was playing in that too deep zone, and the receiver was open for a moment when the cornerback let him go, but the safety was able to get over there in time and bat the ball down.
So a 4th and 14 coming up as we start the second quarter, and a punting down for the Colts. Into the wind they punt, so the Redhawks will get good field position again. And they do. It is in Colt territory, just outside the 40-yard line at the 41 or 2. At the 42-yard line, they will start. So the Redhawks in good field position. Don't forget, immediately following the game, Saturdays and Monday nights right here, the Roadshow video program right here on United Artists 63. So stick around. If your team wins or loses, time to celebrate and watch some videos. I formation in the backfield. The handoff to the tailback, Brum, and he goes straight up as he follows his fullback.
Almost broke that tackle up in there to get a few more yards, but they were able to bring him down. Well, he's not quite. He probably has about 98 or 99 yards now, but he's real close to 100 yards.
He may get 200 before the night's over if he continues. There we see John Walker.
He's got to be real happy with what's going on. He said he wanted to get ahead and play with the win. He's ahead. He's got the win. So everything is peachy in the world of John Walker.
And Troy Athens lost 2 tough games coming into this. So they played a very tough defense against Dondero. There we see Scott Hunter on the carry, and it'll bring up a 3rd and short yardage.
Just a basic fullback dive, good for about 5 yards.
3rd and about 3 coming up, a long 3. With 10:30 left in the second quarter, Dave Zorn along with Paul Harris here at Troy High School, where the Colts are playing their final game here on this field. Wickheis in a fumble. Brum couldn't handle it, and looks like he fell on top of it again, but it's a battle for it underneath. And the Red Hawks get it back.
Yeah, but it's 4th down.
Let's take a look here, Paul.
Let's see where the ball comes out here. Looks like he's got the handoff in good shape. No, he doesn't. He never really had the ball. He never really had possession of it. It came right out.
So that, as you mentioned, that is going to be 4th down now. They're going to go for it. The ball inside the 35-yard line. 4th and about 3. Brum on the carry has the first down.
And more.
Matt Brum doing an excellent job running the ball, and he's got most of his yardage off tackle, as they have been running very well off tackle, running the traps, and they have added up to a lot of yards for Matt Brum. Over 100 yards now, I would think.
Yes, it would have to be. He had 95 near the end of the first quarter.
First and 10 now for the Red Hawks as they continue to drive well. Hunter on the carry. He is turned around this time as the Colt defense toughens up.
Yeah, and then once again it was McMahon. It seems like he's the only one really hitting people. He's the only one when he hits people, they stop or go back the other way. You see Hunter seemingly will have some room, but McMahon gets them and he says, no, you're not going forward anymore.
You have too many yards against this. We're going to get you. Again, that telling tale after the first quarter, 172 total yards for Athens and 0 for Troy. Second down in about 8. Wickheis to pass. He's got his man for the first down. And inside the 20-yard line. Down to about the 15.
Are they hitting on all cylinders right now? Just a little slant pass over the middle. Just a timing thing. A little bit of play action there. He stands up, whips it in. Perfect pass, right on the numbers. Perfect grab, and he runs for more yardage.
That is Belanger on the reception for the first down at about the 14-yard line of the Colts. And the Red Hawks on the move again. Brum on the carry, and he just won't stop.
Is that young man running hard tonight?
He sure is. Matt Brum having a big night. He says he wants to make up for the turnover. So he says, I'm going to do it running, and that's what he's been doing.
Here he is again off tackle. And he stopped there, but no, he keeps the leg drive going. And
4 tacklers.
Yeah, take him to get him down.
Second down and 4 now, and a big 6-yard carry for Matt Brum. Colts defense needs a break here. They got one last time. Here's Brum again inside the 5. Picks up the first down. It'll be first and goal now.
Geez, I'm starting to sound a little foolish because we keep saying the same things. Off tackle, Brum running hard, breaking tackles. It's line surge. Same things keep happening on every play.
There you see him getting dirty. Says, Mom, I've got something for you to wash when I get home.
Yeah, but since if this game keeps going like it's going, I don't think she'll mind.
No, she won't, and she wouldn't mind another stain in there with a little bit of the end zone dirt in there. As we mentioned before the game, a saturated field, so actually, Paul, I'm surprised we haven't seen any more slips out there, anybody slipping and cutting, but most of the runs have been straight up. No real cuts or anybody has to make any real moves out there. So.
Yeah, the only cut that was made was on that reverse play that Athens ran down here, and that cut was made because the defender hit him.
That's right.
The defender cut for him.
First and goal from the 3. Handoff. Matt Brum, he's airborne for the touchdown.
Air Matt.
That's what we can call him. He's been jumping linemen, he's been jumping end zones and end lines, and he has made it 3 touchdowns tonight for Matt Brum. Let's
Okay,
take
here
a
you
look.
go, straight. You see the line surge there, and you see the opening. But he doesn't want to do that. He just goes right over the top. He says, I can go over that. And you know what? He's right. It's 20-0.
Matt Brum on a 3-yard run. He's had runs of 71 yards, 5 yards, and 3 yards for the 3 touchdowns. The extra point attempt by Fox is up, and it is no good.
It was either low or partially blocked. Could have been both, but in any event, it was well under the crossbar.
And it keeps the score at 20-0 right now. And, well, if you're Gary Griffith, looking at a 20-0 score right now with 6:57 left in the second quarter, time is on your side, definitely.
But that's probably the only thing. Right now, they're going against the wind. They got a wet field, and he said they're not passing as much this year as they did last year because they've got a junior quarterback. The quarterback's a junior. Heist, he's a junior as opposed to the senior they had last year. And you could see it a couple of times he's had.
Well, maybe it's time for that junior to step up now.
Yes, indeed.
Don't forget, in December, it'll be high school basketball action along with college basketball action right here on United Artists 63. There we see Ray Dawood. He'll be back to receive from number 9, Ermiger. Ermiger does the kickoffs, and number 11, Ryan Fox, does the extra points.
I'll tell you what, if this keeps up throughout the second quarter here, I would not, or if I weren't one of the Troy players, I'd like to hear what Gary Griffith would have to say to him.
Yeah.
If I was one of the Troy players, I would rather be elsewhere.
Here's Ermiger's kick. This time he goes deep, and it's LAPADO to return it. LAPADO out to about the 26-yard line before he's brought down. And let's see where they'll mark it. At the 27-yard line. That's where the Colts will start. Another 5-minute drive for Athens, Paul, and it's just eating up the clock.
Yeah, 42 yards and 9 plays took up. You do that about 5 or 6 times, and the game's over, and you'll probably win.
Here's Dawood back to the sideline, and here are the Colts. The handoff to LAPADO, and looked like the handoff came a little late, Paul.
Yeah, it did. The Colts don't look like they're playing with any confidence at all right now. Athens is confident. They're ready to play. It looks like Troy's a little hesitant. You see the running back was always most by him. LAPADO was always most by the quarterback when he finally got the ball.
So now it's 2nd down and 12. Loss of 2 on the play. Bill Heist, the quarterback. Rolls out, cuts up, and he'll take it himself. A big gain for Bill Heist down the sidelines and out to about the 46-yard line. So Bill Heist takes it himself and gets the Colts into great field position and finally out of their own end of the field.
Yeah, he figured, as you see here, he hasn't been working through the pass, so he'll try to get it done with his legs. And he gets it done this time. Finally a spark for the Colts.
Takes it, tucks it away, and all the way down to about the 46, 47-yard line. Heist on a straight dive up the middle. A big run here by Gould, Garrett Gould, the sophomore. Had a big game last week, and showing us what he did here. Breaks another one right up the middle, and now Athens getting a taste of their own medicine.
Yes, indeed. Those 2 plays, that play there was an excellent play. Just a straight dive play. Line did its job, blew everybody off the line, and all he had was a green pasture in front of him.
It's a mirror image of what we've seen Scott Hunter do tonight. This is the deepest the Colts have gotten into Red Hawk territory. LAPADO on a gain of about 3 yards here.
I tell you what, for a sophomore, that Gould's got pretty good size, 6'2", 180.
And he's going to grow some more, too, sophomore.
Indeed he is.
Let's take a look. Gain of about 3 here for LAPADO. Looks like he was tripped up.
Yeah, it looked like there would be more big yardage there, but just as you see the trip there, he may have been able to avoid that tackler if not for the trip, but it wasn't to be.
Ball inside the 30-yard line of the Red Hawks. Heist to throw. He's got his man open. Complete for the first down to about the 15-yard line.
I think he dropped it. He dropped it. He dropped it. He dropped it. It was right there for him. He just maybe took his eye off it. Maybe he got.
Let's see where he dropped it. He turned his back to us. I think he may have dropped it when he got hit.
See the pass, perfect pass, delivered perfectly. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, the hit's what got it. But you gotta hold on to those.
That's right.
You gotta hold on to those. It's tough to do it when you're getting hit, but you gotta hold on to them.
Back there, number 13, Tom Harris. To pass again, and pressured again. He breaks out of it though. And he gets past the original line of scrimmage, and just a great effort by Heist to even get anything out of that.
That was as good of elusive running as you will see. About 3 or 4 times I thought he was down.
He picks up the first down, believe it or not. Let's take a look.
Here you go. He's looking downfield here. Now his protection starts to break down. Now I thought he was gone there, but he stepped out of that one, and he's gonna. And I also thought he would be gone there, but he got by that one and almost got away from the tackle there.
Picks up the first down. LAPADO trying to break it outside. Good pursuit.
We got bulldogged there.
He got bulldogged by Jeremy Ashley, number 67, for a loss.
Yeah, he was gonna make sure that Ashley made sure that he wasn't getting away. If he did get away, he was gonna leave his helmet.
Mike Berry heading off, number 22, as Gary Griffith sends in his receivers with the play. The Red Hawks now getting a scare. They have dominated this game. They lead 20-0 with 3:35 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, Athens got to put it in the end zone here.
Pro formation.
Excuse me, Troy's got to put it.
Heist back to pass. He dumps it off to Gould. No whistle as he was in the grass, but he just managed to get it off. He had a defender grabbing his foot. Let's take a look. A great composure in there.
Yeah, once again, improvising. You see he's got nowhere to throw it. He sees Gould standing over here. He just kind of puts it over to him. See what you could do with it.
Garrett Gould again, picking up about 6 on that. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Just under 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
This is what needed to happen. Heist needed to make some things happen, and he's doing that.
And the Colts need to get on the board before halftime, and this could be it, this drive here. LAPADO breaking it off tackle, and a good surge by the offensive line that time, Paul, as they just drove him into the backfield.
They're finally getting the idea. They're finally getting with it,
For the first down carry, let's take a look.
As you see, that's that same off-tackle play that Athens been running all game, but they just decided to do it. I'll tell you what, this is a really big game. Being the last game here at Troy, and the kids, they could have been, for Troy, they could have been just a little bit too keyed up. Just too aggressive, and then they got knocked back on their heels, and it took them a while to come back.
And they have so far on this drive. They have showed it. Getting outside is Heist. He's getting pressure and finally brought down out there by Jeremy Ashley.
Couldn't get away that time. Could not get away from Ashley that time.
This time, I think he just steps right out of the pocket. There's nothing here. He goes outside of a good block there.
Yeah. See, he should have stayed inside that block, because once he went outside, his lineman, number 72 there, was in effect pushing the player towards him. That's again inexperience on the quarterback's part. He's a junior. He'll be better next year.
Coulter had a good block on his man, and unfortunately, Heist just stepped right out there. There we see Gary Griffith giving in the signal, 2nd and 17. Heist on the draw, and a big play by Gould. He is in for the touchdown.
Boy, we have a lot of guys flying into the end zone tonight, don't we?
And a big play for the Colts as they come back now, and we may see a ball game here, Paul.
Indeed. Again, the sophomore at 6'2", 180 pounds, Garrett Gould took it on that little delay and just made the yardage.
Let's see it. A big play right there, right off the bat, a quick opener.
As you see, there's only one man between him and the end zone, and he says, well, I'll just go up and over. That had to hurt.
Landing.
No, not at all.
The extra point is up, and it is good. Number 33 on the kick. And that is Brodowski on the kick. Makes it 20-7. Let's take a look one more time.
See the quick opener, and it was quick. He was through there, and now he's just got to run. And here it comes. He puts it down and gets it. Lands right on his head and neck. Those hurts, but the fact that he got 6 points, I think that softened the blow a little bit.
There you see the score, 20-7, and a big statement made by the Colts now, saying, hey, you're not going to run all over us tonight.
They had to have that. They had to have it. They had to. And they got it. So, hang on. We might be in for some outstanding stuff in the second half.
There you see Garrett Gould in the middle of the screen, number 40. The sophomore, big size, 6'2", 180, and a big future with the Colts.
Yeah, I know the Athens players are not happy who'll be here, that they're going to have to deal with him for 2 more years.
The kick is short. And finally taken by Brum, and he tries to head upfield at the last second. And the Red Hawks will get it with 1:19 left in the second quarter. Let's take a look.
See, at first he can't get his hands on it. He's lucky there, because when he grabbed the ball, he was not looking at it. You could see his helmet was up looking towards the tacklers. He lucked out there.
Ball at about the 26-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see how Athens comes out, and will they still have that same line surge that they had on their previous possessions.
They lead 20-7 with 1:05 left in the half. Straight dive right up the middle here, and
yeah, they'll be content to just run out the clock here.
Scott Hunter, the fullback, carrying. Gain of about 3 yards, maybe more. They marked it more now. Second about 6 coming up.
Well, I'll tell you what, he only got about 4 yards, but it wasn't a bad line surge.
Yeah.
The line they pushed them back 2 yards again.
Well, they're going to be content in letting the clock run out here unless they have a surprise play here. I formation in the backfield, 1 receiver up top, and the tailback getting it in a new number for us in a fresh, clean uniform so we can finally see the number, and that is Jeff Smith on the carry, and a big carry too, Paul.
Nothing has changed. I mean, there's 7 points up on the board for Troy, but they're still running the ball quite effectively.
And Troy, the Colts, doing a good job in eating up the clock too, but
yeah,
I don't know if they want to do that.
They gave the Red Hawks a little bit of their own medicine, but since they're behind.
Let's take a look at the run here by Smith.
As you see, he just breaks it to the outside there. He gets by that one man, and that was the key man.
Good run by Smith, and now a first down carry by Smith as he's stacked up at the line. And the whistle finally goes. It'll be second down, and that'll run out the clock.
Yeah, a couple of guys cut in behind that one as they got in behind the guards as they were pulling. And that brings the first half to a close.
That'll run out the clock as the Red Hawks dominate early, scoring 3 touchdowns without getting an answer from the Colts until finally, with 1:25 left, Gould scores on a big draw from about 17 yards out, and that makes it 20-7 in favor of the Athens Red Hawks. But the Troy Colts definitely making a statement before halftime, and we'll be back with some halftime stats for you right after these messages. Stay with us.
I was one of over 1,000 people that lost their jobs. And then you realize that the car have to go, the house have to go, because you can no longer make those $500, $600 a month house payments. The only choice I had was to board up my house, work on paying the utility bills off. Like I said, it were times when I didn't even know where my next meal was coming from. I'm back in my home. I'm off of public assistance. But that experience was so degrading.
20-7, an exciting first half of action here at Troy High School. And the visiting band is here, the Athens Red Hawk Marching Band, for some musical excitement. So let's go down to the field and hear from both of the bands.
When we learn, the world is rich with possibilities, and school is where our dreams take flight. A great novel gets its start.
Presidente Carlos.
A language is discovered. A new generation of scientists explore. United Artists Cable is building a partnership with America's schools through an innovative project, Cable in the Classroom, sending programs designed exclusively for the classroom, providing new data and software tools. Teachers, parents, and United Artists Cable together, enriching the tools of education. A commitment to this community that each of us at United Artists Cable is proud to be part of, because excellence in education benefits every one of us. Brought to you by United Artists Cable, partners in Cable in the Classroom and contributing to the tools of education.
The score 20-0, and the Troy Colt Marching Band down on the field with a tribute to the wonderful world of Disney.
Hey, Red Wing fans, you've never had the complete TV picture. Not until now with Special Order Sports. The 9 games you can't watch anywhere else. Available now on pay-per-view through Special Order Sports. The action begins November 2nd with the Wings and Bruins, plus the Blues on November 10th, the North Stars on the 22nd, and at St. Louis on the 30th. Get the complete picture this season. Call your cable company and ask for Special Order Sports.
Welcome back to Troy High School. Dave Zorn along with Paul Harris as we get ready to start the third quarter. 20-7, Athens leads Troy, and it was all Athens in that first quarter and part of that second, and then finally it took one drive to get some stats on the board for the Colts. And basically the Athens Redhawks eating up the clock, getting a lot of total offense. Really what most teams would get in a whole game, some of those stats there.
Yeah, it was just indicative of their line play and the hard running of Brum.
9 first downs to 3 by Troy. And again, the stats on Troy's side all coming pretty much on that one drive.
Yeah.
9 yards passing, 66 rushing, 75 total offense.
Yeah, and also if you looked at the time of possession there, it was 15:32 till about 8-something.
Yeah.
So 8:28, I guess it would be.
So the Redhawks dominating the first half, but the Colts sending a message on their last drive of the first half and picking up 7 points on a big run by Garrett Gould, the young sophomore, on a 17-yard carry. Got the first 6 points for the Colts, and the extra point was good, and that's where we stand 20-7.
Just a little bit more about that first half. Athens had 2 drives of 10 plays or more in that first half.
And that eats up the clock, and that is why they had that time of possession factor and led in that category. And they would like to do that again. They have a very potent passing attack, and they will have the wind at their back, the Redhawks will. But the Colts will get the ball to start the second half. The kick by Erminger goes deep and taken by LAPADO at about the 10-yard line. LAPADO cutting outside.
Excellent coverage of that kick there by Athens. Excellent coverage.
And they do get good coverage as they stop him outside the 20-yard line at about the 23-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Troy Colts as they sent a message on their last drive. They want to do it again now. They've got a long way to go this time. Last time they had pretty good field position. Yeah,
this is a pretty good, pretty important drive. Probably the most important drive of the game right here. This is their chance to set a tone for the half.
First play is a dive right up the middle to Gould. And it is a chance. As we said, that first drive was very important of the first half, taking up about 80 yards for the Redhawks, and it did set the tone for that first half. And just as Athens set the tone on their first drive, the Colts would like to do it here to start the second half. That time, Gould on a carry for about 4 yards. It'll bring up a 2nd and 6 now.
That's a pretty decent first play. Just a straight dive, got 4 yards. Now you're out where you can, be a little bit more flexible.
And they can make some moves out here, and they do. A quick pass to the outside, complete to Husson, and Husson picks up the first down. So Heist staying in there, good composure again, and just drills one out there and picks up a first down. And again, the team's doing well against the wind.
Yes, they are. As you see here, dropping back. And this time, unlike the receiver in the first half, he looked the ball into his hands and held on to it, and then made some positive yards after the catch.
So the Colts go to the air and pick up a big first down, 1st and 10. Ball at about the 36, 37-yard line. Straight dive again for Gould, and he doesn't gain much, maybe 2 or 3. It'll bring up a 2nd and long.
Just stack that one up. Nothing much. I tell you what, they may try to do some running outside, because they've had a couple good plays up the middle, but they haven't really tried to run outside yet.
And you can see the wind as it is a factor of the huddled crowd. And possibility of rain. We haven't seen any. That's good, because that field is saturated with water, as we mentioned in the first half. Back to pass, Heist has plenty of time, finally getting nailed on the blitz, but he will not see the pass completed downfield to number 38. Excuse me, Joe, who was that? 39, Joe Holder.
Excellent. He got wide open. As you see the replay
Watch
here.
him get hit, though, as he releases the ball, and he is still down on the field and finally got up.
This play, it was a little underthrown. He did a good job to get him there, but if he had hit, if he could have hit him in stride, that would have been 6 points. But that's all right. It's a good gain anyway.
A big gain. Heist throwing against the wind to that man, Joe Holder, number 39. Not one of the regular men rotated in there, but Holder got in there and made a big grab as the wide receiver, a senior, at 6'2", 180. Heist sends a man in motion. That is Husson. The handoff to LAPADO, cutting outside, has the first down, and look out! Let's see where they mark it. Out of bounds at about the 4-yard line. 3 or 4 yard line. A big run by LAPADO. Let's take a look, Paul.
Yeah, he got outside. There you go. There's the cut off tackle. He sees room outside. He cuts out there and cuts it upfield. And right here, it's just a foot race.
LAPADO finally brought down there by number 11, Ryan Fox.
That pass play, that last pass play before that was good for 41 yards, and that one was good for about, I would say, 20 or so.
And that has been the key play of the drive. And then another big run by LAPADO in for the touchdown.
14 touchdown this season.
14 touchdown could bring him 14 points right now, and we've got a ball game.
Dave, we do.
We do.
A new ball game.
Take a look. LAPADO on the run.
Just a little off tackle play. Sees the opening, breaks the tackle, spins, and he is in.
Has it been a game of momentum or what here? The Red Hawks have scored the first 3 touchdowns. The Colts have scored the last 2 to answer them. And it could be 20-14 right now. That missed extra point is a big one for Athens. The Colts get this one back. It is good, and it is 20-14. Red Hawks still leading, but look out. The Colts send a message on their first drive.
You think Gary Griffith peeled some paint in that off the walls and then the locker room between the...
Well, I think he did even before the half to get him to get that 7 points.
Yeah.
And we mentioned how big those 7 points were going into the locker room. And it gave him something to talk about. Say, look, we can move the ball on this team.
That's right. Yeah, I think it was a case where they might have been just a little bit too keyed up. You know, too anxious to do well. But now they're ready to go, and they got it rolling.
Both teams showing a great ability to run and pass. They have thrown the ball well, and now the Colts come back. They're within a touchdown of the lead now. 9:17 left. Excuse me, Paul.
No problem. Tell you, it's time for this to see if Athens can answer. They've been getting a great line surge and moving the ball well. We'll see. We've got whistles here. What's the deal?
Brodowski's kick is whistled back, offsides on the Colts as they got a little anxious and crossed the line before Brodowski kicked it. As we see Gary Griffith.
We have a dead ball offside. The kicking team, 5 yards, will re-kick from the 35.
So they move the ball back 5 yards, and they'll kick from there. This does not help the Colts much because of that strong wind. So if you do want to kick, you want a low-line drive. And that's what they get, a good low-line drive, but doesn't give the team much time to get down there. Good coverage down there, and getting down there first is number 64, Nick Truza.
Yeah, him and a bunch of other people. Is that what you call gang tackling?
Let's take a look.
There you go. He gets a good line drive kick, gets a good return, 20-25 yards or so, but that hit stands him up, and then it's time for a team meeting on his back, basically.
Yeah, correction. That was number 20 getting down there, Dawood. Here's the time of possession, 2 minutes, 6 plays, and a total of 78 yards, so the Colts can score quickly.
52 of it in the air.
Yeah. That's a big thing, and you can score quickly then, you're not out of it. And they have shown that this game is up for grabs. Wickhouse is down. Excuse me. Wickhouse down for a loss.
Tried to run an option, but the Colts weren't going for it. A little bit of rollout, sprint out action.
Good job by the defensive end and the linebacker here.
Fake into the line. See if he can get outside. Outstanding play by John Bullock, the defensive end. He's a senior.
John Bullock, 6'3", 230. Talk about size.
Call that man Hoss.
2nd and 11. Loss of a yard. And off to Smith. Smith trying to bounce outside and can't do it. The Colts defense coming up fired up now as the Redhawks were running all over them in the first quarter.
All of a sudden that line surge is gone. The line surge is on the other side now.
The Redhawks come out flat now. Here's Smith on the carry.
As you see, nothing gets moved there. Nothing, it's all stacked up and he's got nowhere to go but down.
3rd and 9, gain of a couple on that one. And a passing down for Wickhouse. Throws and almost intercepted.
I think that was kind of a mix-up there because he had two of his own players.
I was going to say that, Paul.
In his zone.
He had his fullback and his tailback in the same location. Look, they're both going downfield. A correction, he had his fullback down there and the wideout, which was number 24, Aaron Belanger.
Troy's defense, they did the job that time.
And they are going to get a punt.
Forced a punt.
I believe this is the first punt for the Redhawks.
I believe you are correct.
4th and 9 and a punting down for the Redhawks. Almost getting it blocked. Getting in there quickly was McLeish. Good bounce for the Redhawks. Let's see where they mark it. Out of bounds at about the 24, and the Colts will start there. Well, the Colts look like they could have been out of it early, 20-14 right now, and they're right back in it and in a position to take the lead.
Yeah, if they get another drive like they did the last time, they will. I mean, again, they're going against the wind, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They threw the ball well, a couple of key passes, and let's see what happens now. They definitely got the momentum now.
Yeah, Athens even threw well against the wind on their first drive. Don't forget to tune in for Transition Saturday at 10 p.m. right here on United Artist 63. Way on a dive, off tackle, not much there for Gould. Gain of about 2 or 3. We'll call it 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 coming up. You see Gould 40. He got the Colts started on a big 17-yard run in the second quarter to get them on the board with their first 7 points. There we see Bill Heist, who took a lick on a long pass to Holder. And he's back in there. The pitch on the option to LAPADO as the first down. Or did he? LAPADO ran a long way to pick up a few yards. It'll be 3rd and about 2 coming up.
That was an outstanding hit by senior linebacker Matt Garglinski, as you'll see here. Nice option play, makes the right decision to pitch back to his tailback there. And it looks like he's going to get the first down. But as you see this hit right here, Garglinski says you will go no further.
Yeah, the hit by Garglinski knocked him sideways and not forward, and that really helped.
That was 6'4", 210 pounds of Garglinski there.
Fake the dive, they go to the pitch. LAPADO is stood straight up, and let's see if they pick up the first down. No, it'll be a 4th. Short of the first down.
And that's Garglinski on the other side of the field.
Number 89.
On the bottom of the pile doing it that time.
Well, number 89 doing it on the Colts side. Number 89 doing it here. Garglinski.
There you have met him head on.
Stood him straight up.
He's got excellent tackling for him. Great leverage.
We talk about size for Bullock. Garglinski with some size. 6'4", 210. And a punting down, 4th. And about a yard. They may try to draw him off sides. No, they're going to go with the punt. And it's a low squiv kick. Ball will roll inside the 40, just barely. And that's where the Redhawks will pick it up. So 5:28 left here in the third quarter, and both teams kind of stalling on their offensive possessions. 20-14 with a strong wind behind them. The Red Hawks get the ball.
Well, if nothing else, this will be a memorable game. This last game played at Troy High School. You see John Walker, the Athens coach. He's kind of concerned now. His team had everything going in the first half, but now this is a different ball game.
And you're wondering, why did they try an onside kick earlier? Well, anything can happen. This time, Wickice takes it himself and gains a pretty good chunk of yardage on a first down, about 5. Let's take a look.
Yeah, that was a good call. Just, he figured that Troy having the momentum, they would be charging hard, with a little bit extra, so they just kind of screw them up and go with the quarterback draw and run it back up the middle. Got 5 yards, which is a good play on first down.
2nd and 5. 4:40 left in the third quarter. Wickice looks the defense over. Straight dive and a big first down carry. Hunter, he just had his head down and just bowled forward for the first down. There was nothing that's going to stop him that time.
No, not at all. That's the way you like to see your fullback running. Hard and over people.
Scott Hunter on a big first down carry and gets the Red Hawks moving again. They had to punt for the first time on their last possession. They said, we don't like doing that, so this time they want to get inside.
And that offensive line play was back that time.
And it was. They ran it inside tough with Hunter. And they're inside now, Colt territory. This is Smith, Jeff Smith, who ran well right before the end of the first half.
And he was introduced to the ground at the line of scrimmage.
Let's take a look. Hit right at the line of scrimmage. Smith had nowhere to go.
Nothing there. He's met by 2 people there.
Crunch from both sides. In there, number 20, Dawood, to wrestle him down. As we see Gary Griffith.
A little bit happier now. A little bit happier with what's going on now.
2nd down and 9. I formation in the backfield. Wickice to pass, looks like a screen, and it is to Smith, and he is just cleaned up on the sideline. And it looks like the Colts read that one very good for a loss of a couple of yards.
It's how to defend a screen. Here you go. They let their blockers come in, they let the rushers come in. Ball's almost intercepted, probably should have been intercepted. As you see, it looks like he's got some room, but there's a horde of black-shirted individuals there with bad intentions for the Athens ball carrier.
And over on the Athens sideline, too.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So 3rd and about 11 coming up here. A long 11. And a definite passing down. Here they come. Complete. And the first down. They go to the wide side of the field to Erminger and completed, even though he had Bullock in his face. Bullock came in with the intention of a sack here, and had he had his hands up, he might even blocked it.
As you see, excellent pass. Erminger got open and cut back in, got a couple more yards. That's just a good play all around.
And those are the kind you break one-on-one out there. If he makes one move, he could have been gone. First down, a big play for the Red Hawks. Hunter, and that helps you when you get Hunter going on those first down carries for about 4 or 5 yards. That gives you something to work with.
Yeah. Well, Athens is answering that momentum swing. They're slowly bringing it back on their side, I think. A couple of excellent calls in this drive. That quarterback draw that started off was a good call, and that pass, just that big third down pass. That was excellent.
4th down, 4 yards on the pickup.
Not quite.
2nd down. 4 yards on the pickup is what I meant. Back split. Pro set with the receivers. Wickice fakes. Looking downfield, tucks it away, and is strung out there by number 55, Ben Fisher, the linebacker.
Might have got a yard, if anything, on that one.
Ben Fisher running him out of bounds. It'll bring up a 3rd and about 4 coming up. 1:41 and counting down in the third quarter. Again, the Redhawks eating up the clock.
We haven't seen Brum for a while. He hasn't carried the ball. Is he in the game now?
No. Still. Fumble. The ball is loose. And the ball taken by Wickheist, the quarterback. And let's see. It'll bring up a 4th and long now as they lose on the fumble. And we'll lose quite a bit. 4th and about 7 coming up. Let's take a look here. What happened?
Yeah, he's
off tackle.
Got the ball in good shape, but it just comes out as he's hit there.
He's hit by 3 players. Ball came out, and Wickheist in the right spot.
Yeah, Jeff Fisher, one of the guys that hit him. They're going for it on 4th and 7.
Ball is loose again, and it looks like the Colts have it this time, but it doesn't matter.
They've got it anyway.
They've got it anyway.
Down. Procedure. I'm sure that will be declined.
What are they going to do? They're going to take it 4th.
4th and 12. Okay, it was before the play. Okay, dead ball
procedure on the offense. Still 4th down.
Okay, legal procedure. 4th and about, what are they calling it here? 12, 13.
Yeah,
it's long anyway. It's passing down.
Yeah, they had no choice since it was a dead ball foul. They had to take it. They had to accept the penalty.
So really a second chance here for the Redhawks. They have come up with some big plays. 13 really isn't that much for them to come up with, but it's the pressure here.
What do you think? Do you think they may take a shot at throwing it in the end zone?
I think they got to throw. Wickheist to throw. He's going deep.
He's got his man.
Belanger down there. And they do throw the flag. Somebody did see something down there. We will see, hopefully, a replay of it if we can. We had Belanger down there one-on-one, and all he had to do was burn the defender. And I think they have pass interference, of course, on the Colts.
What may have happened,
Let's take a look.
He may have done something like
I think he might have held him back.
Well, let's see.
He makes it right. Nope. Can't tell right there. But from up here, it looked like he might have went just a little bit like that.
On the elbow.
Yeah, but we didn't pick it up there. So nothing there.
On the defense, it's an automatic 1st down. 1st down.
A lot of unhappy Colts.
Unhappy Colts. A big play, really, for the Redhawks on a 4th and 13 to get it. The referee in the end zone threw the flag, and the ref on the sideline didn't. So that's the question. The ref right here on the sideline was looking right at it and didn't throw a flag, but the other ref did. The run outside for Smith, and that fires up the Colts because they said we should have the ball back anyway.
I tell you what, we haven't seen Brum for a while. I wonder if he is injured.
Let's see. This is the replay of the run, and they stop him. They string him up. Wish we could see, maybe if we could, get back to that pass play. It is such a big play. If we could, and slow it down at that one point. I don't know if we can. There's a timeout right now. Maybe we could cue that up again and take a look at that pass play. 1 second left on the clock before the end of the quarter. But a big play, 4th and 13, and the Redhawks come up big with a penalty. And if you're either team, you hate to see that because you don't want the controversy. Here it is.
Okay. See there, I think they got him for pulling on his elbow.
One
hand,
on his elbow. Yeah. I don't know if we could replay, just go back and freeze it at that point, but it's so grainy, you can't really tell from that distance.
I tell you what, Zorn, somebody up here in the booth says he was watching, he said before that the defender gave him an elbow, gave the receiver an elbow as he was running by.
Let's take a look. Right where the ref kind of walks in, but you figure that ref would see it. But he didn't even throw it. He's looking right at it.
Yeah. It had to be something earlier. It had to be because he saw that. He saw that, and he deemed that was nothing.
Okay, good coverage down there, and a big break for the Redhawks. 2nd and 10. Wickheist to pass again. This time throwing in the direction of Belanger again.
Again, he overthrown him. He's had him open twice, and he's overthrown him both times.
And that will end the third quarter. We will go into the fourth quarter with the score 20-14 as we see Gary Griffith getting his team back into this game. He was down 20-0, and it looked like the Redhawks were going to run away with this one early.
But
and
we got a game now.
Yeah, towards the end of that second quarter, the Colts came back with a big drive. And there we see John Walker talking to his quarterback. Looks like Wickheis, it is the quarterback. Getting directions. And some controversy in this one.
Wickheis is doing the job so far. He came into those two passes were his first two incompletions of the day.
So he had a pretty good string. Yeah, he had a pretty good string going.
Yeah, 6 out of 8 for 63 yards.
So now the Colts will get the wind at their back going into the fourth quarter. So the Colts have played it right. They got the kickoff to start the second half, went down the field, scored right away, and now they get the wind at their back in the fourth quarter. So things are looking good for the Colts, except for right now, the Redhawks have the ball deep in their own territory. 3rd down and 10. Wickheis on the run. He'll pick up the first down and short of the end zone, but a big first down run for Wickheis. It'll be 1st and goal.
Just an excellent improvisational play.
Let's take a look. Definitely a pass here.
There he is. He's locked in on, looks like he's locked in on one receiver, and when he's not open, he pulls it down and sees the opening. He says, "We're running this one, fellas. And follow me, I'll get the first down," which he did.
He was looking at end zone and finally got tripped up as you saw him from behind. Here we go. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Straight up the middle and wrapped up is Hunter.
I tell you what, I hate to keep overstating or asking, but Brum must be hurt. He must be injured because we haven't seen him in a while. And I'm sure we see him down here at the end zone, down here.
We're talking about Matt Brum.
The red zone, yeah.
We're talking about Matt Brum, who had 3 touchdowns, the first 3 touchdowns, and the only touchdowns for Athens. So Brum, and he also had over 100 yards, about 120 some yards going into the half. 2nd down and 5 as they stack them up. 13th play of this drive. Wickheis, he's got his man. Touchdown. Matt Gargolinski.
Using that 6'4" frame of his to grab that, and he did a great job to keep his feet in bounds too.
And I'll tell you what that does, it also helps Wickheis's confidence here in the fourth quarter by throwing that completion. He had missed a couple, and now he gets a big one into the end zone. That's
right. As you see, Wickheis's Gargolinski had beaten his man, just heaves it just inches over the outstretched fingers of the defender, and it's a touchdown. And Athens is taking control again. Roller coaster game here, Dave.
It sure is. Back and forth. They're going to go for 2 because of the missed extra point. They're going to have to come up with a couple points here. I formation. Fake, and they go the other way. They're going around the end. Does he get in? He does. They get the 2. And a big play as he gets airborne to get in the end zone. It was Erminger. Erminger on the reverse.
There's another guy flying into the end zone and diving or leaping or flipped into the end zone.
Let's take a look at Erminger.
There it goes. It looks pretty good. He knows he's going to have to get up in the air and do something, and he just barely makes it.
And that gets it back to 28-14.
Well, Gary Griffith and his squad need 2 touchdowns to tie. We'll see if they can get them. There's only a little over 11 minutes left, 11:05 to go. We'll see what happens. You'll probably see a lot of passes here from Troy. There is Gary. He looks very concerned. And He's got reason to be.
Now he's got time though. 11:05 left in the game. So a big drive there. Wickheist to Gargolinski on the 5-yard pass, and then Erminger with a very important 2-point conversion. It'll be Ryan Fox to kick off. Remember, he kicked an onside type kick earlier that paid off. 6 minutes, 21 seconds, the big factor there on that one as they eat up the clock. 13 plays and a total of 60 yards on the drive for Athens.
Another drive of over 10 plays. You won't lose too many football games with holding the ball like that.
Yeah, when your offensive horses, a big line coming at you, that's some confidence. Here's that kick. This time it's a little deeper. Taken by LAPADO. LAPADO going to the far sideline, trying to break it outside, and finally brought down at about the 35-yard line.
Tell you what, it looked like he had a lane. It looked like all of the Athens tacklers were converging into the middle. See here, if you'll see it, kind of blocked out.
Trying to bust it outside.
Yeah, it's hard to see from that angle, but on the field, it looked like everybody was converging. If he could have busted it outside maybe 5 yards sooner, he might have still been running.
Stick around, folks. A great game here to wrap up this 1991 season. 28-14. Colts with the ball at their own 35. Heist back to pass, unloads downfield, has his man open and complete past midfield, and a late hit. In high school, you are down when your knees are on the ground, and really there's no need for a hit right there. And he was down on the ground for a good 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Yep, there it is, personal foul.
That'll tack some more yards on it. The ball caught at the 45 of Athens.
And get a little play action there. Pressure's on, but he stands in there. And the receiver cuts, and yeah, there's no reason for that. That was almost a spear. There's no reason for that at all.
Tom Harris has got to understand that players down, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
1st and 10, so the Colts get a big break on a penalty. I formation on the draw to the tailback. LAPADO into the backfield and more. Finally down at the 11-yard line.
Finally, LAPADO with a little bit of room tonight. He came in here with almost 800 yards, with 789 yards.
Gets it on the draw.
As he cuts it, breaks it to the outside. And right here, he's clear.
Big block out there by number 75, Aaron Maestri. 1st and 10, ball at about the 12-yard line. They can pick up a first down. Heist back to pass, unloads, into traffic, and intercepted by the Red Hawks. Threw it just a little bit behind his intended receiver, and you can't do it against a good defensive backfield like the Red Hawks have.
Tom Harris made up for that late hit with that interception.
Let's take a look. There's Harris. He definitely made up for it right there, and it is on his shoulder pad.
And he just brought it down.
Intended for Husson, and
bad break.
A good defensive play by Harris. Definitely, again, as you said, Paul, he made up for that late hit.
Yeah, being opportunistic and making big plays.
Tom Harris picking it up off his shoulder pad to come up with a big interception. Wickheist takes it himself. A lot of room outside if he can get there. And brought down by Coleman, the defensive back. Terry Coleman stepping up. Let's take a look.
Yeah. As you see it, he just steps in front and he gets it up on his shoulder pad. You know, Dave, I knew somebody named, you see it there, it's up and down, and he finally gets it. And I knew somebody named Harris would do something good to make up for, that late hit.
That's right. Dave Zorin along here with Paul Harris.
Indeed. Indeed. Say that name with pride.
You were not a defensive back. Don't tell me you were.
No, I won't.
Red Hawks on a straight dive. Here is Hunter. Scott Hunter on the carry. And the Red Hawks getting it out of their own end of the field. That was a big blow to the Colts, that interception. They were on the move, trying to get into within one touchdown again, and it just took the wind out of their sails.
Yeah, momentum just swung again. It swung back to the Red Hawks.
Jesse McMahon coming out, number 43, injured, looks like a shoulder or arm, his left arm on the sideline. He is their starting linebacker, and he is out. 1st and 10. 8:10 left and counting down in the game. Wickheis around the outside and the far side of the field on a 1st down. And what happened on this one, Paul? Was that a straight carry?
I don't think so. I think he might have missed a handoff. I'm not for sure.
Let's take a look.
Look at it here.
No. That's
excellent fake, I might add. It's just a straight rollout, I guess. I guess they figured to get it strung out and he would try to cut back.
Colts read it well. Colts read it well, and they get him for a loss. Or excuse me, they get him for about, he got picked up about 4 on it. He ran it back so far wide, I thought they might have got him in the backfield. Gain of a couple here on the straight dive, and the Redhawks just want to eat up the clock now.
7:18 to go right now. They just want to keep the clock rolling, keep the ball on the ground, get the 1st down. They got a big play here. It's 3rd down and about 2 or 3 to go.
Wickheis has his team on the move. Redhawks have it. They lead 28-14. 3rd and 3 coming up. I formation in the backfield. 1 receiver split to the bottom of your screen, and Wickheis takes it himself again on a draw, his own number, and he'll pick up the 1st down.
They just want to string it out now.
The senior quarterback showing his speed again and getting outside.
More play action, the ball on his hip. Yeah, this is designed for him to see where the openings are and just to attack where he sees daylight. And there he does it, gets the 1st down.
6:30 left in the game and counting down. 28-14 your score. The Redhawks on the move. Colts need a stop here. Ball at about the 37-yard line. Straight dive. Hunter again, Scott Hunter. And again, if he can pick up 4 or 5 yards on that 1st carry, that gives him room to work with. This time picks up about 3.
That's exactly what wants to happen. You see a straight dive play, jumps over a little bit. You've got, and before you know it, he's 5 yards downfield before his forward progress is stopped.
And covered in black.
Yes, yes indeed.
Yeah, he picked up more than 3. Now they remark it on the far marker. He picked up about 4 or 5 yards on it. It'll be 2nd about 6 now. I formation in the backfield. Wickheis to pass. The pressure putting on him, and he gets away from it. Down the sideline. 1st down and more, out of bounds at about the 35.
2 things I can't believe there. First, I can't believe they'd want to pass the ball. And second, I can't believe his elusiveness there and getting down the sidelines for about 20 yards.
You can't believe that this guy isn't sacked here. Look at right in on him. 1, 2, 3.
Great block
4.
There. And now
it's just his speed.
Yeah. And he's finally run out of bounds.
A broken play turning into a big gainer.
Well, the only bad part is he stopped the clock. He got a 1st down, got about 30 yards, but he stopped the clock.
5:16 is where he stopped it at. Play now. Yeah, but he'll start it up here, and you better believe they're not going to go out of bounds now. Straight dive, Hunter eating up more yardage again. And what a workhorse he has been.
In the second half,
let's take a look. Hunter eating up some more yardage and another big gain on a 1st down.
Good work in the second half here.
Gain of about 6. 2nd and 4 coming up.
Yeah, White House in the second half alone has 59 yards rushing on 7 carries.
A big game for the senior quarterback for the Redhawks. 2nd and 4. They go right back to him, and he picks up the first down.
Just move the sticks now and let the clock roll. Under 5 minutes. 4 minutes and 27 seconds left as they stop it to move the chains.
Scott Hunter, a workhorse on this drive.
Dave,
and Wickhouse just taking himself.
It's never over till it's over, but right now things don't look too good for Troy.
Now the clock is definitely on the side of the Red Hawks right now, as they're going to just eat up as much as they can. 4:10 and counting down as you see it.
Hunter's got 91 yards on 17 carries now.
And Hunter nearing 100 yards. There's your score, 28-14.
I jinxed him.
Hunter looking for 100 yards on that one, Paul, and yeah, you jinxed him. You called it a play too early.
Yeah.
Well, we had Matt Brum doing so well in that first half, and now Scott Hunter picks up the pace here with some tough yardage.
As you see, cutting through the middle underneath there, they look like number 80. No number 80 there, so it wasn't him. I believe that was Bullock, number 89. I believe that's who it was.
2nd down and 8.
3 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Hunter trying to go outside, and that is not where he does his work. It's usually inside. And they knock him back for maybe a loss on the play. It'll be 3rd down and long now for the Red Hawks.
This shouldn't look familiar to the Troy Colts. This is the 4th drive that Athens has had that's 10 plays or more. They're just controlling the ball.
Ball control offense, and that's what they have done. Good, consistent mixing of plays, too. They have passed, they have run the ball, and now they want to concentrate on running the ball so they can eat up the clock.
And we're under 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 42 seconds left.
Red Hawks 6-2. They want to go 7-2. Colts 5-3, and they want to leave with the same record. Here's a big pass play outside to Smith. Smith cutting all the way across the field. Touchdown. Jeff Smith. And a good bit of running there by Smith. He saw there was nothing upfield, so he angled right for that goal post and got in.
Yeah, that was quite a well-conceived play. Just a little swing pass out, let him get his blockers out in front of his blockers, and let him go. You see him swinging out here.
Good screen pass, it works, and then he cuts across the grain and angles for the flag.
Yeah, all the pursuit was going the other way, and when he cut back, it was all over.
So Smith comes up with a big one there, and you figure that big number 34, Scott Hunter, say, hey, I do all the work, and this guy gets the touchdown.
Well, it works like that sometimes. We had a bad placement there.
It is up, it is no good.
Yeah, the holder had a little problem getting that one down, but at this point, I don't think that matters too very much. With under 2.5 minutes to go, Athens is up by 20.
There's your score, 34-14. It has been a back-and-forth game. Emotions up and down, and a game of momentum.
Yeah, right now the biggest play would have to be that interception. I think that would have to be it. I mean, Athens is Troy is heading in. As Coach Griffith there, they were heading in maybe to even take the lead. They were down 20-14, down deep in the Athens end of the field, and then there's the interception, and there's that. They take it, stick it in the end zone, get it again, and stick it in the end zone again. It's a 20-point game.
Yep. Interception, a key play, as you mentioned. Had they gone in for that, they would have been down by a touchdown, possibly go for an onside kick, but even then they had plenty of time to even kick the ball to the Red Hawks and let them come at them. And again, you're talking emotion and momentum. Colts go in, they would have been down by 7, the defense would have been fired up, and they would have come back. Don't forget to tune in to Front Page Football Saturday at 6:30 p.m. right here on United Artists 63 with Kurt Sylvester, and of course, the guy that Paul Harris knows so well, Mike O'Hara.
Hi, this is Mike O'Hara. We got the Detroit Lions here. That drive went 88 yards, 12 plays again. They kept it for almost 7 minutes that time, 6 minutes and 54 seconds.
Here's the ball fielded by LAPADO. And LAPADO breaks loose. Look out, Lightning could strike quickly here. Down inside the 40-yard line of the Redhawks. KRIS LAPADO, the senior, 5'8", 170, and a big return, and this will fire up the Colts.
Yeah, it's his return partner dropped the ball, and LAPADO picked it up, and that happens a lot when there's a fumble or something on a kickoff or a punt. It throws the timing of the coverage team off, and you know, that gives you an opportunity to get up in there and surprise them, which is what LAPADO did.
And they have passed, and they have passed successfully, except for that one interception that looms large. Heist to pass, incomplete, intended for Hassan. Stops the clock with 1:55 left.
Yeah, you're probably going to see all passes now. They've got to just get in the end zone and do it as quick as possible.
Strange things have happened now. It's
That's right.
1:55. You get a quick score here. You get an onside kick, and you're right back in the game.
That's right.
2nd and 10.
Come on, offense!
Here you see the clock, 1:55. Quarterback Bill Heist drops back. No, he gives it to him on a draw, and they run the ball.
Faked out everybody, the cameraman and everybody.
Faked us out up here, yeah.
Okay, I'll admit it.
It's been a long season.
I'll admit it. He faked me out, too.
Okay, thanks. Garrett Gould on the carry. Gain of about 4. It'll be 3rd and 6, but the clock continues to run. Heist back to pass, rolls out of the pocket. Did not cross the line of scrimmage. If you're wondering, it is complete downfield to number 85. And they'll come back. That is Tim Kalbfleisch.
There's the see the rollout, and almost gets to the line of scrimmage, but lets it go before. And just an excellent catch there while falling by Kalbfleisch.
Yeah, we talked about the poise that he has. Heist staying in there, and he does it again. This time complete to LAPADO. They keep him in bounds with 53 seconds left. And time has just about run out on the Colts. They may get a touchdown here. But
you see the roll. It's always a tough play for a right-handed throwing quarterback to roll to the left, but he does it. And he gets a good pass out. LAPADO's wide open. They're letting him get those little 8-9-yard passes. You know, gets his yardage, but they keep him in bounds. The clock's still rolling.
Yep.
They might pad some stats, but this one's about history, I think you'd have to say.
Timeout being used with 51 seconds left. Don't forget to tune in to Oakland Press Perspective with Oakland Press editor Neil Monroe on Fridays right here on United Artists 63 at 8:30 p.m. 51 seconds left here at Troy High School. And the last player to score a touchdown here on this field, stick around and give an award. Right now looks like Jeff Smith, but the Colts would like to be that team that gets in the end zone last and keep it in the family here. There will be an award presentation.
Wouldn't that be the unkindest cut of all, having an opposing player who scored the last touchdown?
Yeah, you'd like to get into the end zone, and Heist being chased from behind, and he is caught. Good hustle in there by Aaron Belanger from the far side, and the clock winding down now. Heist looked like he was going to get in the end zone himself had he not been caught.
Yeah, but he didn't see Belanger behind him. He just got him by the shoestrings. Yeah, you see some room. He's going to take off now, but Belanger says, no, you're not.
Yep. Dang. Right from behind caught him. And don't forget, Oakland Forum, also here on United Artists 63. That's Friday at 9 p.m. 36 seconds left on the clock, and the timeout called by the Colts. Again, they want to get in the end zone. We'll be having an award given out to the last player to score a touchdown on this field by the first player who scored a touchdown on this field. So So stick around for that after the game.
Would you happen to know who that is, Dave?
I wouldn't. I wasn't here back then.
Well, I thought maybe, you know. Well, I knew you were older than me, you know.
All right. Enough of that. Enough of that about age.
I'm just asking.
Not that much, huh?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're probably right.
3rd and 4. But most importantly, the time on the clock. Throwing into the end zone and incomplete. It'll stop the clock at 32 seconds. They eat up about 4 seconds. And it'll bring up a 4th down in the last play, possibly, for the Troy Colts in this 1991 season. And the last play for the Colts on this field, possibly. Here we see one of our cameramen braving this weather, as all of our crew is. The wind is picked up and the winter is definitely starting to make its mark here. Here's LAPADO running outside. LAPADO with a touchdown. KRIS LAPADO with the touchdown. So LAPADO getting his.
There you go. Just a straight pitch play. Basically that old USC student body, in this case student body right, and he just dives into the end zone. I've just been told up here that they're having problems locating whoever that first player was to score the touchdown here, so I don't know what's going to happen with it. Stay tuned.
Details coming up.
Yeah.
LAPADO scores on a 7-yard run.
Little fake.
And they're going to go for 2. Let's see.
Nope.
Finish him off right before the end zone. On the run was number 39, Joe Holder. Holder had a big catch, if you'll remember, on a big drive earlier in the game. So the extra point is no good, and it's 34-20. With the score, Athens 34 and the Troy Colts 20. We'll be right back right after this.
And the last place I worked, they had a big changeover, and that put several of us out on the street, and I was one of them. And just wasn't able to pick anything else up that paid. So we ended up sleeping in the car. The biggest thing is housing. It's just getting to where nobody can hardly afford anything. Like my wife, my daughter, and I would have to make at least $9 an hour, 40 hours a week. Law of averages has got to catch up and go on my side. I got to find something eventually.
LAPADO scoring on a 7-yard run makes it 34-20. The Colts still just too far back to catch up to the Red Hawks, as time has pretty much run out on them. 26 seconds left. And you see the coaches.
Gary Griffith disappointed, I'm sure, that he couldn't bring the school a win on the last game at this field, at this high school.
Nonetheless, a winning season in his first season here. Gary Griffith will go to 5-4, and the Red Hawks will go to 7-2.
And I'm sure now what you'll see, they'll just snap the ball once, quarterback will kneel down, and that'll be it.
An exciting game, nonetheless, Paul.
Yeah. A lot of good runs, a lot of good pass play, some good defense. You see the last touchdown there. Scored by LAPADO.
The last one on this field right there. LAPADO in the air.
And somebody else, as it is, flying into the end zone.
And a lot of, I guess they went out there, they saw the ground was a little soft today, and they said, it's a good day to jump up in the air.
That's right, get up in the air. 2 minutes they kept the ball. He went 39 yards in 7 plays and got the touchdown, and they won't snap it again. 3, 2, 1, and that is that.
That'll do it for the 1991 football season, as the Red Hawks swarm onto the field and the Battle of Troy is over. And the Athens Red Hawks win it.
If you want to get this off, you can see this better.
What a game it was. First 3 touchdowns scored by the Red Hawks. It was the show of Matt Brum. 71 yards, 5 yards, and then 3 yards. And it was 20-0, just like that. And we went into the second quarter thinking this could be a blowout. Well, the Colts came back and had 2 scores of their own. Gould had 17 yards.
See John Walker there, quite happy, congratulating everybody, talking to the Oakland press reporter there.
Yeah, who was right behind us.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
How'd he get down there so quick?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, Gould scored for 17 yards. LAPADO scored from 3 yards, and they came right back with 2, and then Wickheist to Gargolinski made it 28-14. Well, it was Athens coming up with a big interception to take the wind out of the Colts' sails. Smith came back with a 22-yard screen pass to make it 34-14, and then LAPADO on that last drive, as we saw, with a 7-yard run, made it 34-20, and that was the final. We'll be back to get some final stats for you right here at Troy High School. The final score 34-20 as the Red Hawks win the battle for Troy and go to 7-2. We'll be back right after these messages.
When they built this house in the 1930s, they put in air conditioning. They planted trees to shade the house from the hot summer sun and cool it naturally. I'm Christopher Reeve for Discovery's Global Relief. Plant 3 well-placed trees around your house and you'll cut your energy costs by 10 to 50%. You'll help yourself and the whole world. Global Relief, part of Countdown 2000. Working together, we can turn the earth around.
This was a historic night here at Troy High School as we see Bill Haney, who scored the first touchdown back in 1952, and KRIS LAPADO, who scored the last touchdown here in 1991 to round out the season and playing on this field. And the final score 34-20 as the Red Hawks defeat the Colts here on the Colts' final day on this field at Troy High School. Some of the stats for you coming up momentarily. It was pretty much Athens in that first quarter, and part of that second they scored 3 touchdowns, and then finally Troy came back and answered. The final one was this one here by KRIS LAPADO, and this is it. No more touchdowns on this field as KRIS LAPADO gets in on a 7-yard run to cap the scoring off, and to cap the scoring off forever on this field here at Troy High School. Athens again scoring on their first 3 possessions, if you will. Didn't have to punt the ball at all in the first half. And the Colts came back, made a statement, scored on their last possession of the first half, and then came back in the second half, Paul, and scored on their first possession and also made a statement there and also made a good run at coming back.
Yeah, but the big play was the interception. After it was, they were going in, could have cut it to within a touchdown. And there you go. You see the big number there is time of possession. They had it for almost 32 minutes, 31 minutes and 17 seconds, and 2/3 of the game.
Yeah, and a lot of drives with 10 plays or more, and that's the key, too.
That's right.
And that's what did it. As we take a look at the passing, that was pretty much Athens' territory in the first half, and then Troy came up with 109, and that's because they were behind. They needed to pick up some yardage. Rushing, Athens just ate them up on the ground with 275 to 132. Total offense, Athens picked it up, and they got a good number of yards on that last drive, too. Otherwise, it would have been pretty even if they had scored on that last drive, the Colts, that is. Turnovers, even at 2 apiece. First downs, lopsided there, and that is why they picked up those 10 plays per drive or more.
Yeah.
Those first downs were key.
And also, a lot of Troy's big plays, they came in big chunks. Their plays came in chunks of the big plays, 15, 20, 25 yards.
And that adds up as Matt Brum got a lot of big plays. 13 carries for 120 yards total. Scott Hunter, the fullback, came up and just shy of 100 yards. And, Paul, it was your fault for telling us that he
I think so. Blame that one on me.
19 carries for 92. Wickheist did a great job with 8 for 10 for 89 yards passing. Came through with some big running plays when he had to.
Indeed he did.
On the other side, the Troy leaders, it was KRIS LAPADO scoring that last touchdown here at Troy High School. 12 carries, 58 yards. Gould came up with some big runs, 7 carries, 53 yards. And Heist, the quarterback, passing 5 of 12 for 102 yards.
He did a good job on a windy night tonight. Both quarterbacks did.
Don't forget, it'll be some basketball action coming up next month in December. It'll be high school and college basketball coming up in December for you right here on United Artists 63. And there we are in the press box. The final score, 34-20, as we wrap it up for the last time here at Troy High School on this field. Join us again in December for high school and college basketball action. For Paul Harris and all of us here at United Artists Sports, thanks for tuning in.